So, as you can see from the intro, I left America and I moved to Medellin, Colombia. I've only been here for one, no, I've only been here for 1 week exactly. And so I wanted to do a video on how I'm still liking it, some things that I've noticed since being here for only a week, and what I'm doing to move forward. Would I stay here for 2 months, 3 months, all of that. So let's get right into it. And then I've also had a few people ask me some questions about Medellin, Colombia, and I told them that I was doing a Q&A. So we'll be answering some of those questions in this video as well. But being here for a week has definitely been eye-opening. I feel like I've been doing a lot of self-reflection, especially because I didn't jump right into like a friend group. There's a popular community called Parcero community, and there's also like Medellin Run Club. I haven't jumped into those, and I think it's because I wanted to give myself some time to, I don't know, just be with myself. I came to this country very drained. I came to this country being like, I just need a recharge. I was dealing with so many things from the US that I was like, okay, I want to come and I don't want to jump right into something and not have taken enough time to process what just happened. Especially what just happened with my past apartment and everything happening in America, and what is happening here in Colombia, and the fact that I literally just left the US and didn't renew my lease. I have no permanent address in America anymore. My mother still lives there, my sister still lives there, but those are not my addresses, those are theirs. And so I didn't want to jump into a friend group or community without like sitting with myself and sitting alone for a little bit. I wanted to face my fear of, I don't know if it was fear or more so nervousness about moving somewhere alone and moving to a different country. I feel like I was just nervous about that, so I wanted to explore the city without like without a helping aid besides me learning stuff on my own, learning where I should go, where I should not go alone, just so I can like just immerse myself in. I didn't want to dip my toe and then all of a sudden, what if those people that I met didn't, like, what if those people moved? I would be dependent on them, and then that would be taken away, and that would be another emotional thing that I don't want to go through. So yeah, so I've been walking to coffee shops, walking in my neighborhood, ordering in Spanish despite having been out of college for 3 years. I haven't taken a Spanish class since 2022, but I still know the language enough to get by, but I've realized my grammar is stretching my brain, and I realized that if I'm speaking Spanish a lot during that day, like, my brain is going to be fried at the end of the day. So that's been a learning curve, and I've been like hiccuping a bit and kind of sad, like, oh my God, do I not know enough Spanish? And then I realized I haven't been taking classes in Spanish. The only way I remember it is because I still watch Spanish shows sometimes, and then I listen to Spanish music all the time. But yeah, I just can't believe I've been here for a week. I've been shopping a little bit, mainly for just like food and stuff. I haven't really gotten any clothes because I didn't really come here with space in my suitcase. It's definitely stretching me, and the kind of like materialistic person that I was, I'm just gonna be honest, I don't feel like materialistic should be like a negative thing. I think it is when men use it when they're talking about women. But I've realized, wow, like, you can have a certain amount of clothes, but pair them in different ways and still get by. I was having clothes on clothes on clothes to the point where my storage unit back at home is absolutely full. Like, it is full to the brim, full to the max. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, wow, like, how can one person have so much stuff? I was literally breaking down and getting very emotional because I'm like, wow, Hannah, like, hoarding is a thing in my extended family, and in some of my extended family, just not all of them. But it's just like, am I repeating certain like generational curses? Because why do you have so much stuff and you're one small 5'3" girl? Like, why do you have so much stuff? Why are you able to full a full 10 feet by 10 feet storage unit all by yourself? Like, when I closed that storage unit, it was full to the front. And it made me a little bit emotional. I'm like, I really do need this break. I really do need to get away, because I need to reflect about how much stuff I've accumulated over the years, whether that be emotional baggage and also physical baggage. I need to sit with myself for a bit. I need to sit with myself and be like, why did I accumulate all these things? You have accumulated all these things. How can you get rid of it to start anew? And maybe not even just start anew, but to just be. I feel like I had way too many clothes. I had way too many tasks that I was doing, and whether that be the clothes or the tasks, a lot of them weren't benefiting me, right? I have clothes that I've had since college that I wear once a year. That's a problem. Like, because that is collecting dust. It's sitting at the bottom of your bin, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh wait, I didn't know I had this. And then you have it on a special occasion when you want to go on a trip, or you don't want to spend money for that trip to buy clothes for it, because you keep doing that, and all of a sudden you're like, wait, let me just shop my own closet, and you find clothes that you haven't worn in 365 days. That's a problem. I should be able to see everything I have. It should not be collecting on top of each other. So I have to also give myself grace, because I've been almost living alone since 2019. This is 6 years later, and I've accumulated a lot of things. And for me, I was feeling overwhelmed. It's time to restart. It's time to recharge. It's time to delete. And it's time to just be. Be with your new self. Because who I was in 2019 when I was going to college is not who I am in 2025. Being like in 2025, being an adult. So I've realized that, and I've realized, like, okay, so when you go back, how will you go through the process of emotionally detaching yourself from the stuff that you've accumulated? That is going to be a task. But now that I'm here, I've been able to have so much time to just think, so much time to just not have to be ripping and running and going to all of these events, because those were also like things that were distracting me. And time to actually start new series, time to actually start talking about my life. I'm trying to hold on to something of mine so bad, because I feel like the rest of the stuff I have no control over. I don't have in my grasp, because so many things are changing. There's so many different events that I have to up and go to, or my apartment is always having random leaks and maintenance, or my family and this and stuff is happening, or this and stuff is happening with friends, or I meet like a new person that's been following on social media, and they might be having like imaginary beef with me or something like that. The only thing that I had was trying to keep my life so tight that my creativity was being kept in a ball, because not only did I not have enough time because I was stretching myself thin, but I wanted something to myself and for myself. So being in Medellin, Colombia has given me so much it's given me oxygen that I did not know that I was having. I was literally breathing in CO2. I did not know that I was ripping. I thought I was doing so great, y'all. I thought I was just like on top of the moon, going to all these events, but really I was digging myself into a hole of burnout, right? And I don't think I'm just here because of work burnout. I think I'm just here because of American burnout. And just, I've talked about this in my videos so much, but I was literally paying $2,000 worth of apartment costs, electricity, water, all that extra stuff, and like my apartment rent, just to not even be reaping the benefits of a luxury apartment. I'm tired of it. So now that I've given myself additional days to sit, rethink, and see where I actually want to like end up, I can see whether or not I want to go back to Atlanta, or if I'm really fine, since I don't want to go. I do want to, but I need to be more picky about ones that I go to. If I anticipate only going to very curated events and brand trips, or one of the things I want to go on the most, then maybe I can live far away from the city and not try to pay the most just to be in the city, to just be ripping and running, if I realize that that's only going to burn me out. And it did. In 365 days of constantly ripping and running, it burned me out. I came back from my corporate job to burnout in my entrepreneurship job. So if that's the case, then try to figure out ways, if you do want to go back to Georgia, to be like, okay, maybe you can live farther away because you're not going to be going to that many events every single day. So yeah, I'm feeling great. I've definitely experienced so many different things, especially down to like how people interact with you. A lot of people are nice, especially if you smile at them, but a lot of people like, because where I'm at, I'm around a lot of older Colombian people, but there's not a lot of black people around here. So they're like, what's she doing over here? But anyways, let's get into the questions, you guys. Somebody asked, are there black people out there? Yes, there are black people out here. There's a lot of black people out here. And it also depends on where you go. Just like if I'm in Atlanta and I might go to Johns Creek, Peachtree Corners, where I went to school, there were definitely a lot of white people. There were not that many black people at all. So it depends on where you go, just like any other city. What made you choose Colombia? I'll actually tag the video that I just created for my TikTok, but there are a lot of reasons, but I kind of already went through that, and let's cross promote a little bit. But I also chose Colombia. Easy answer is because I saw a lot of digital nomads coming here, and I've had a lot of mutuals that I know that lived here and loved it, and they were black women. So I was like, How do I make money abroad? I am an entrepreneur. I have my own social media agency, and I also do content creation full time. So that is my moneymaker. And then also I'm good on savings right now. So I'm just giving myself a little bit of time to really pitch to new clients and garner more clients in the type of work style that I want. I want it to be more so like social media management clients rather than like one-off content creation deals. So I'm giving myself time to figure that out while I'm out here. Why the move now? I think I just described that a bit like during this whole thing, but just wanting to pull away from something that was suffocating me, because I was burnt out and a lot of life stuff happened, especially because I lost my father as well just recently, and Hannah just needs a break, to be with Hannah and just breathe. So that's why I did the move now, and I just felt like God was telling me to go. Solo traveling to Medellin for a wedding. How safe is it? I mean, it's really safe. Definitely watch your stuff. I always have my head on a swivel, and I also speak Spanish, so it's like you can't mess with me. So like you could try, but I will whack you with my heavy behind purse. So yeah, it's pretty safe. There's certain parts that I wouldn't go to. I accidentally went to a part that's really not touristy, but there's a lot of people on the streets. So I was like, and I was wearing my Prada purse that day. I was like, I'll come back when I'm looking a little bit more like average, and not like, they also say not to wear a lot of like flashy stuff and jewelry, so you won't find a lot of people doing that, because you can definitely get targeted. But yeah, I would just wear basic clothes. Don't try to be too flashy, like American flashy, and just go about your business. But it is pretty safe. Do you speak Spanish? Sí hablo español. Y cada día estoy aprendiendo. No soy fluyente en español porque no he tomado muchas clases hasta 2022, porque no estoy en universidad ahora, pero si hablo español puedo entender mucho, pero cada día es un desafío. Let's see. What are you going to do in terms of all the events you get invited to? I'm just gonna let them know and be honest. Hey, like, I took a mini sabbatical, I took a mini break. Like, feel free to invite me to your holiday events, but babes, I need to rest. Okay, so I'm just gonna be honest with them. Every single invite that I'm gonna get to, I'm not going to change. I'm not gonna change the location in my bio, but I'm definitely not just gonna not respond. I'm gonna be very professional and say, please consider me for additional ones. How different is the traffic in city air than US? You know, I think the air is more fresh out here. I always work out on a rooftop gym, and when I tell you that air is just so fresh, I just sit there like, like I feel at peace up there. Traffic is definitely heavy, just like Georgia. Like Atlanta traffic is heavy. It's heavy here. It might have taken you 20 minutes without traffic, but here it'll take you 46 minutes. Like it took me a while just to get from a city you can see on the rooftop that's pretty close to here. And you just gotta sit in traffic. But it's normal. Someone said they're proud of me. Thank you, Kamaya. Advice for anyone moving out the country. Definitely do your research when it comes to visas and how long you can stay. And if you need to have any certain types of documentation. Because I know when I came here, I didn't book a flight back with Delta. So they were saying I needed a visa, but in order to check in, they didn't let me check in on the app because they needed proof that I was actually going to be leaving the country before I think 30 or 60 days. So I just had the proof ready up on my phone when I went through customs or immigration. I just had the fact that I had a flight leaving on a certain date, and I also had where I was living. They were concerned about if I actually had somewhere to stay, but definitely just make sure you know, like, the laws of the country, okay? They said, how safe is it? Well, very safe. I feel safe. You definitely watch your surroundings, but I've gotten even more comfortable walking around some days I let myself Uber through the place that I want to eventually walk through to see if it would be safe for me to walk through. And the Ubers are very cheap. They're like $2, $5 if there's a surcharge. And that's for like a 45-minute drive. But yeah, I will usually go the route of Ubering through the town that I want to explore, and then when I see it from the window, I'm like, okay, that'd be fine for me to walk through. How the heck did you pick Colombia out of all places? I answered that one, but also I give another one. Superficial. I didn't have the passport stamp, and I wanted the passport stamp. Yeah. Let me see. The move was extra. I didn't plan ahead, and I was very last minute with a lot of the things that I did, especially getting my storage unit. So I didn't have help moving out. I was carrying boxes by myself and moving into my storage unit by myself, besides like maybe some few times that I had my sister towards the end, but I was just to take like small items. So I really moved out of my apartment and into my storage unit myself. The move was hectic and it was stressful, and I think I definitely broke down and cried because I was like, wow, Hannah, you really need to sit down and detach and remove things, physical things, not just people. You need to remove physical things from your life. You have too much. I shouldn't have been able to fill that big of a storage unit that I did, but I did. How did you find your place there? I looked on Airbnb because I didn't want to deal with a specific Colombian contractor when it came to apartments. I wasn't applying to live in the country as like a citizen or type of temporary citizen, so I most likely wouldn't have had the documentation that they would be asking for. So I just looked through Airbnb to find an affordable one. They have so many different options. I know it probably would have been even cheaper if I just went through like a contractor, but again, I wasn't applying to live in this country for like longer than I was thinking about. I really don't know if I'll be here for a second month or a third month. I kind of want to travel and go somewhere else, but that's all dependent on just like revenue flow, and I want to make sure I lock in clients before I move to another country, or see if I need to come back to the US to handle some like additional business for some really big clients and then go back remote, do back and forth. Like I might do something like that. But yeah, so I hopefully you guys hopefully you guys like this video. I definitely want to continue to vlog my journey, but I don't want to be so outward with my camera and stuff, so I've been doing it with my phone here and there because there's not a lot of content creators where I'm at. Really, it's not like a place for that, so I'm doing a lot of it in my apartment and everything. But people keep going by, like I can hear everything in the hallway. But yeah, hopefully you guys like this video. This has been my time in Medellin, Colombia. I'm excited for some more of the days that I have. I'll probably join some communities and have some fun meeting new friends. But yeah, that's been my take on my week in Colombia, and thank you for staying tuned and being interested in watching content like this. I love traveling, so you'll be seeing some more vlogs and stuff like that popping up. I have more time to really sit with myself and edit. So I'll probably do some more of that tonight. But yeah, see you in the next video, and ciao mis amores.